Nithyananda. You are watching eN-News live from Dhyanapitam Ashram in Bidadi. It is Wednesday, January 19, 2011. Today morning in Dhyanapitam Ashram, all the ashramites and devotees offer Pratyaksha Paduka Puja. We just received information that Swamiji is coming to ashram in a couple of minutes. All the ashramites are running to Sri Anandeshwara temple to welcome Swamiji. So much excitement in Dhyanapitam Ashram. But let us continue our news. Today, while one program, NLP, Enlightening Nithyananda Neuro-Linguistic Program, is successfully coming to completion, Dhyanapitam is preparing to start another program tomorrow, Live Bliss Program or NSP. People from different countries are arriving to participate in this 4 days experiential meditation program that is going to be broadcast online using video conferencing technology. Today at the Welcome Center, we happened upon the yoga teacher that came with a group of his students all the way from Germany to participate in NSP program. They were taken on ashram tour this morning. We got a report from our coordinator in Seattle regarding North America mission activities. And it is said that Acharya's training program is starting in February in Vedic Temple in Los Angeles.
Nithyanandam, and welcome to eN-News. News from Nithyananda Vedic temples and satsang centers here in North America. Today we're going to talk about the upcoming Acharya training program in Los Angeles from February 17th to the 27th. Acharya training program is a very intense spiritual process where every participant learns a great amount of those great truths that a living enlightened master is sharing with the world today. As part of this spiritual process, one not just learns about these truths, but learns to internalize, imbibe, and make it a part of your very own biomemory. A very natural outcome when this becomes a part of your biomemory is one starts living and radiating these great truths. And hence, the self-transformation begins. A single goal or the single outcome of this Acharya training program is self-transformation and helping others reach the same goal. An enlightened master's compassion, he lets you become an extension of his energy by imparting these truths to the world. This Acharya training program is a very special one. There are some special components in this Acharya training program that have never been included before. Today, we'll be talking with Sri Nithyananda, who will be answering a few questions from our eN-TV viewers about the upcoming Acharya training program.
What is the structure of this 10-day Acharya training program? Like, how does it start and goes by?
The structure of the Acharya training program is very difficult to tell. Suppose if you ask me the structure of a Life Bliss program or Nithyananda's Purana program NSP, any of these programs, if you ask me the structure, I can tell you it starts with this topic, with this chakra or with this meditation, with this discussion, and ends in this way. Because I can clearly tell what the structure for all those programs.
Okay.
See, basically a lot of people think Acharya training program means there is some content, read the content, remember the content, and you come back and as an Acharya reproduce that content. No, that is not what Acharya training program is all about. It is not that. It much more than that happens. We also deal with the content, but it does not end with the content. It is much more than that. Yes, to begin with we read the content, then we imbibe the content, then we express the content. Reading, remembering and imbibing it, making part of your biomemory and expressing the content. Imagine in this process such an intense transformation happens in you first. In you such an intense transformation happens. So which is very difficult to tell in the form of a structure. but there is some structure there. So we begin the day with Nitya Yoga, then we do Nitya Dhyan, then we do Guru Puja, means everybody with their Guru Puja sets, they perform the Guru Puja, and we deal with, as I said, with the content, and the program also, it goes till little bit late in the night. And there is one thing I tell you about the teacher training program. It goes little late, and also every day ends with about 1 hour of intense dancing.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Intense dancing for 1 hour happens. So from the beginning with Nitya Yoga, Nitya Dhyan, and ending with the dance, in between so much happens, and it is basically a process of intense transformation.
Good to know that.
Yeah.
So how does one know one is ready to do the teacher's training program?
The moment you come in touch with Swamiji, that day you are ready for the teacher training program. There is nothing see, when I met Swamiji way back in 2004, whatever was available, I just picked it. So I did the Anandaspurna program with Swamiji. Then they said healer's initiation is available. I just immediately took the healer's initiation. Then they said NSP is coming, Nithyananda Spurana program, very intense program. So I took it. Then in the Nithyananda Spurana program, they announced that Acharya training program is going to happen in 2005, May. I immediately took it. Everything that came in my way, I just grabbed it. So the moment you met Swamiji, that day you are ready. That day you are ready. So never say that the call did not happen, I am not ready. No, you are ready always. So just take one step and you will see what a beautiful transformation happens in the Acharya training program, and that is the first step. And the next is the moment you start teaching, that is when the true transformation happens in you.
I have one more question. So I understand that after attending the Acharya training program, we'll be ordained as an Acharya. So is there anything apart from getting ordained as an Acharya, anything else that happens?
Yeah, ordaining is only the secondary thing. Suppose you may be ordained, you may not be ordained. The main thing about the Acharya training program is the transformation that happens in you. That is the main thing, because before coming to the Acharya training program, people will have that idea, will I be ordained, or I may not be ordained. If I am not ordained, what will happen? But once you participate in the Acharya training program, at the end of the program, this very idea of you getting ordained and not getting ordained, that will just disappear.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the intense transformation is so real to you that time, that you getting ordained or not, it will be such a blessing that we happen to be there, and Swamiji is helping all of us to go through this process. Yeah. Once that experience happens to you, ordaining and all, that is all secondary.
Thank you.
Swami, so Swamiji always talks about the utility value of doing something.
Okay.
Right. So you mentioned briefly that there is a big transformation that happens with the program. So can you elaborate on what the transformation is? Is it going to change my lifestyle, the way I live?
See, let me tell you this way. Suppose, look at the last 7 years or 8 years, the Swamiji has given so much of knowledge to us in the form of commentaries on scriptures, on Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and meditation, yoga, and all these subjects. Swamiji has given so much of knowledge. Little bit of that knowledge is enough for us to have transformation. But what happens is, we generally listen to the knowledge and we enjoy the knowledge, and there is no way the knowledge is imbibed. There is no process, the knowledge is imbibed. Imbibing does not mean only remembering the textual knowledge. The little bit of contemplation, so that is it true in my life? Is it happening in my life? So that contemplation, once you do the contemplation, that is when clicks start happening in us. The moment these clicks start happening, that is when you start seeing the transformation. So what happens is, even though Swamiji has given so much of knowledge, we have been listening and saying everything is good, but the transformation has not started because we have not started imbibing. And in these 10 days, that's exactly what is going to happen. Okay. So the knowledge, this knowledge transformation happens in 3 dimensions. Number one is, as I first said, number 1 is remembering the content. Number 2 is imbibing the content, making part of you. Making part of you. Number 3 is basically expressing the content. So what we do is, we read guaranteed solution. Before coming itself, we tell people to read guaranteed solution at least for 6 times, if not more. So what happens is, first, number 1, you are understanding the content. You would have read guaranteed solutions before, but now reading is different. Now
Before attending the program.
Before attending the program, you would have read, like a lot of people tell me that they all read guaranteed solutions. But now for teacher training program, when you come, when you start reading, that is the time the real reading happens. Number 1 is remembering. Number 2 is imbibing the content. And that is when actually, that is also, we write the, on each chakra, we tell participants to write and come for the program. Bring here each chakra, write 20 pages. That is when the knowledge starts settling in us. Then we tell them to watch Swamiji conducting the Ananda Spurana program, those DVDs. For all the participants, we send the set of DVDs where Swamiji was conducting Ananda Spurana program. Just watch them, how Swamiji is expressing it. That is when imbibing his body language, how he is expressing the. Suppose now you see knowledge, you have understood the knowledge, you have imbibed the knowledge, now you start expressing the knowledge. So this happens in 3 dimensions, in 3 levels. This particular program is designed. So then that is when actually you do a lot of these things, preparation you do before coming for the program. Once you go through the program also, that is when you start seeing. Now you see, now you can understand, like, a lot of knowledge we would have heard of Swamiji's knowledge, but we never worked on imbibing the knowledge and expressing it.
Sure. Thank you.
I have one more question, Nitya Swami. I have seen many acharyas who is taking the teacher LBP programs, but myself, if I see myself, I have never spoken to public that. So I have this little bit fear that after attending the Acharya training, will I be able to speak to a lot of audience? Will I be able to handle the questions which they bombard on me? So that is my basic question.
See, this doubt, this question comes because we think, this doubt comes when we think that I am going to conduct the program. So when I am conducting the program, when I am teaching the program, when I am giving the knowledge, when I think I am doing, like Nithyananda is doing the program, that is when this question comes. What happens is, will I be able to face, will I be able to answer the question, or will I be able to handle the people? If 20 people are there, 30 people are there, will I be able to handle? Because in our life we never did that. Frankly speaking, even I never did that. I was always a software engineer sitting in front of my desktop computer and doing lines and lines of code. I used to do software engineering. But I also never did public speaking, nor I ever did any program related to public speaking. The whole idea of teacher training program is, even actually, frankly speaking, when I went for my teacher training program, I also had the same question. I also had stage fear. I was also afraid of facing people. I was also afraid of like the idea whether am I going to answer this question or not. But the whole idea is when we go and sit there as Acharya, that is the time Swamiji is going to speak to us. That's why Swamiji says Acharyas are my tongue. Swamiji says they are like my tongue. Means through us he is going to speak the knowledge. That is why it is such a blessing that when we go and sit there and teaching, there will be many times you will answer questions which you would not know. So it's very difficult to tell logically how it happens. It is a beautiful mystical process. Once you experience, then you will understand. That is why all our acharyas, whenever you tell them to conduct a program, they are ready to jump and grab the opportunity. They never say no for teaching a program. 2 days, completely you will be in bliss.
So make sure you learn more about this Acharya training program and stay tuned with more news on NTV. Thank you and Nithyananda.
And that is all for tonight. Let us end our news with a quote from Swamiji. Our mental setup is the root cause of disease and imbalance in our body-mind system. Thank you for joining us and stay tuned for tomorrow's updates on NTV. Nithyanandam. And now we are running to temple.
Nithyanandam, welcome to NTV News, exploring Vedic traditions. Tonight we query, what is Paramahamsa? There is a legendary Himalayan bird, a supreme swan, that flies so high it can lay its egg, and before it hits the ground, it hatches and again flies to soar to great heights. Like that, Paramahamsa is one who, because he has reached enlightenment before puberty, before being tainted by worldly involvement, he raises himself to the highest conscious existence, while occupying the human form, and remains there in order to benefit mankind. He has remembered taking a conscious birth and has established his mission. A Paramahamsa is beyond the conventional understandings of sannyasi. He knows no obligations, no likes or dislikes. He is without any needs because he is completely immersed in God. Upanishads describe in detail the characteristics and qualifications of Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa is one with the universe, beyond the boundaries of body and mind. The scriptures say, Akasha tattvam vastram syat. The cloth covering his body is the sky. There are many enlightened beings, Paramahamsas, living in solitude in higher regions such as the Himalayas, silently radiating the power of their enlightenment and raising the collective positivity of this earth. But when a Paramahamsa comes to society to teach the ultimate truths, because of social norms, he wears any one of the colors of clothes and not necessarily the saffron robes that is required of a sannyasi. Paramahamsa is not bound by a dress or color code. The title Paramahamsa may be translated as Supreme Swan and is based on the swan being equally at home on land or in the water. Similarly, the true sage is equally at home in the realms of matter and of spirit. Among the most popular Paramahamsas in recent history is noted Paramahamsa Yogananda, Paramahamsa Ramakrishna, and of course Paramahamsa Nithyananda. Thank you for exploring Vedic traditions tonight. Nithyanandam.